every rehab in Australia is doing the best with what they know. And if each one of these boxes represents rehabilitation centres, each one does what they do different. And each one does what they does with what it is they've learnt and the programs that they've developed. I mean, you can't get angry at a rehabilitation centre if you don't like how they do it. Go to another rehab centre. This one here is how we do it here. This is Shalom. You can class addiction in 5 categories. You have an A, a B, a C, a D, a E, and there's 3 types of E's. An A is when it first starts off in addiction. A B is when you've accepted something that you're wrong as normal. A C and a D is when you no longer listen to the conviction. And an E is when you hit the brick wall and ends in a finale. The E2 is when you go from an illegal drug to a legal drug. And the E3 is why we build prisons. Now I'll explain again. From the day you're born to the day you die, we're all being programmed. And we're being programmed by the way your mum is your mum, your dad is your dad. You're being programmed by the way they model fatherhood and motherhood in the home, the way that they communicate to each other in the home and also out in the public. When you get a kid, an infant, it's a brand new, it doesn't know anything, but as it grows, it learns from mum and dad. Mum and dad is to bring up a child in the way it should go so it don't depart from it. So if you're a kid and behind closed doors, mum and dad's always arguing, and then out in the community they're another thing, is that good? No. Can't hear. No. So if you're a kid and you're growing up at home and you get 3, 4 and 5 and mum's and dad's fish chips and salt, you know, fish chips and salt, swearing? Yes. It's life and death, the power of the tongue. It's not what goes into a person that pollutes them, it's what comes out. It's not okay to swear. It's not okay to say, hey, you're a freaking idiot, or you're a goose, or you're useless, or you're no good, because you're speaking death over someone. You're supposed to say you're loved, you're valued, you're kind, you're caring, you're considerate, and you can't just say it, you've got to live it. Because kids are influenced by not just the way that the parents do what they do, but also by the schools they go to, the people that they hang around. And in life, all of us face circumstances that we do and we don't create. And as we face those circumstances, we've got to make a choice on how we handle it. Now, a lot of parents, they fish chips and salt, they drink, they smoke, they swear. And when the kid gets older and they start doing what it is the parents do, the parents say don't do it, yet the parents are doing it themselves. So the kid thinks it's okay for the parents. Is that okay? No. Now, this is a kid. This is a brain, if he's got one. Your hard drives your heart. Out of the heart flow the issues of life. Out of the heart flow the consequences of life. So a man or a woman or a child, so they think in the heart, so are they. Your brain thinks and it checks with what's in here. Your heart is like a hard drive. Now, from the day you're born to the day you die, you have these 2 little dudes, they sit on your shoulder. Now, if you don't come from a faith background, you'd call it the light, or your conscience, or a higher power, or whatever, good, light. And the dark, you'd call it the devil, dark, light, dark, good, bad, God, devil. If you come from a faith background, you'd call it the God, and the devil. If you come from a, I don't know, other background, you could call it the light, higher power, think something's up there, higher conscience, whatever. But there's a good and there's a bad, a light and there's a dark. And they sit on your shoulder, and as you follow life, the dark tells you to fish chips and salt, tells you to lie, tells you to undress women with your eyes, it tells you to do all the bad stuff. It wants you to stick picks in your arms, smoke pipes, pop pills. It wants to cause division. It wants to not just affect you, but it wants to wipe out your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, and it just separates everything. There's a light, there's a dark, there's a good, there's a bad, there's a God, there's a devil. Wants to bring division where the light wants to bring unity. So as you live life, one voice says pick the rubbish up off the ground, the other voice says stuff it, I didn't put it there. It's like when you go to a shopping centre and you go in and carry your bags out into the car park and you put all the bags in the car and you push the trolley aside, one voice says take the shopping trolley back, the other voice says stuff it, they get paid for that. Is it okay to leave the trolley in the car park? No. How many people have left the trolley in the car park? Not okay. You know what I mean? But you have a choice. I lay before you life and I lay before you death. I lay before you good choices and I lay before you bad choices. But I don't care if you become a Christian. That's complete between you and God. Me, I'm unashamedly a Christian. I believe God is God, Jesus Christ, the Son of God. I believe that he died for my sins. I'm a Christian man. I didn't grow up from a faith background, but I got nuked. And now I know that he's real. You're not coming in here to convert to Christianity. You're coming in here to change your life. In this square, we are unashamedly a faith-based rehab. We don't rehabilitate Christians, even though they all need it. I often say if the Church of God was like Hungry Jack, she'd be chockers, but how do you know which one's which? Here we're going to go to church. Here we're going to start a day reading the Bible. We're going to work from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We're going to go on weekend activities. We're going to go to a different church service every weekend or a different denomination. And we're going to do family activities. You're coming in here, you're choosing to submit to the program because this is the square that you're coming to. And if you don't like it, there's other rehabs that do it differently.